Actually, you always got the fun questions, don't you? Okay, so I'm just going to take a look at this and see now. Here's our home page. So we have our three boxes right here, okay, and then we have the mummy image right here. So when we resize down for mobile, right, what happens is now the page obviously collapses to one column. We have the three info boxes. So let's just follow this along here. Here's our three info boxes right here. They're stacked left to right in three columns on regular, and we scrunch it down. And mobile, we have the same three boxes, but now they're stacked horizontally, right? And then we have the news headline, and then we have the content. And obviously what's happening here is this is a row up here, right? When it collapses, they go on top of each other, and then we have a new row starting below with the side menu, and then we have the content over here. But the side menu row is going to stack above the content row. And that doesn't matter what view you're looking at. So let's just go with the index page here, right? So we have, like I said, our three info boxes. Then we have that. This is actually the left column, right? That's next in the HTML order, and then we have the center column right down here. Well, all that's happening, the only difference between the things, this is exactly the same as the index page, except we're missing the three info boxes. See, we have the menu and we have the content, right? The left side and the center, right, with nothing above it. So when we collapse down, what will happen is the side menu will go away. This will stack first, and then this will stack second. In the index page, this will stack, these three boxes will stack first, this column will stack second, and then the content will stack after that. So, boom, that collapses down. Now we have, this is the left column here, that's the top rows with the columns, and then the content at the bottom. Same thing here, right? This is the left column, it's now stacking first because that's the order it is in the HTML, and then we have the center column and everything below it. So I know what you're talking about, or what you're thinking about with the Z indexing, and I looked at it. The only way I know how to make that different is by using grids. And I haven't worked with grids before, and the template's not set up for grids, where you can actually specify in a grid layout, Flexbox I should call it, not a grid. The Flexbox layout allows for things to be stacked in specific order, and you can specify by media queries, I believe, what order your grids and columns are stacked in for mobile devices. But I don't know anything about it. Aside, let me just see if I can pull up some Google info. Right, the only thing I could think of off the top of my head is I just typed in Flexbox. We've got a complete guide to Flexbox CSS Tricks, so it's fairly recent. It's January of this year. CSS Tricks is one of my favorite sites for finding stuff. And here's what we have here. We have a container, right? And you see the direction. This is going exactly the way, kind of straight up and down. But with Flexbox, you can specify what order things go in, right? By saying order, and away you go. Like I said, I haven't really worked with this very much. I know that it's out there. The reason I haven't gotten into this sort of stuff is because as far as it goes for template customers, it's not even finalized for one. It's not even a spec yet. It's almost finalized, but it's not even a completed spec. So putting it into a template means it's going to have to get changed anyways. And for template users, it's pretty advanced stuff, and it all comes mostly in the middle of the page anyway, so that's stuff that the end user is going to have to fiddle around with. But I don't know if it's going to help you or not. It may be, but it's definitely probably a good read. If you haven't heard about Flexbox yet, it's definitely something that's going to be coming down the road, and probably in a few years from now it'll be like responsive design is now the standard. Flexbox will probably be the next step, and that'll probably be the standard that everybody has or works with down the road. But as far as taking like an existing column and having it stack in a certain order, I don't even think that's possible with this type, because it's just what you're doing with a Flexbox is you're using CSS to tell it in what order to be displayed via HTML. Right? With this sort of thing here, that's just regular HTML5, and it doesn't have that spec in there yet, or it's not styled for that. So